We are joined now by Fanchon Stinger. She is the morning anchor for Merritt Street. She's a speaker here at CPAC. And what an honor to be able to address a crowd of this magnitude. I've watched your career. You've grown so much. I mean, you're amazing.
Thank you.
But to be here, what has that been like for you?
It's been surreal. It really has. As you know, and we've been friends, so I've been in the media business for 30 years, and a lot of times you look at where God has you and you feel like, well, that's it, that's the place. I never realized that all of the things that He was taking me through and exposing me to and giving me the opportunity to be part of was part of a bigger plan, even still today. And as you know now, I have the Grit and Grace Leadership Academy and Development Organization for young girls, middle school, high school, and college. And I realize now that all of the things, my entire journey has been about preparing me to transfer wisdom and transfer knowledge and give girls the gift of leadership and the gift of godly principles and values so that they too can turn around and use that to be excellent in whatever they are designed to do. So being on that CPAC stage today, for me, it was really a testament to God's faithfulness.
Oh, yes.
Especially when we're in the darkest times and in the darkest valleys. When we have the opportunity to choose, am I going to trust Him and His plan, or am I not going to trust? And my message is trust no matter what. Because He is faithful. And He promises us that life is not going to be easy, but in the good times and especially in the bad times, He will be there to walk us through. And who we become on the other side and what He shows us on the other side will take us to the place that He is destined for us to be the entire time. But it's our choice. So today, it was not about politics, and as a journalist, I don't step into the political of a lot of things, but I do speak, and today was about what is happening in this country. It's Generation Z that is leading a revival in America.
It's true.
The number of Bibles being sold, it's through the roof. Young men returning to church in droves. Young men and young women returning to traditional values and wanting to have families that are godly families and godly marriages and godly relationships. That is not by accident.
But it's free will.
It's free will.
And there have to be champions, people who are bold enough to speak out about God and not worry about how they're being viewed by the people around them. And it's...
Something's happening.
Something's happening.
Because we're seeing it in sports. I know you've seen it. We're seeing it with players. We're seeing it with coaches.
Yep.
We're seeing it on college campuses. Just recently, I was so moved by this. Ohio State University, their football team came out and talked about the power of God on their team. But then they hold a worship service on campus. 2,000 young people make a decision to live godly lives for Christ. That is significant, because then you juxtapose that with the foundation of our country. We were built on Judeo-Christian values.
That's right.
And founding principles of freedom, one of those, and the most important being freedom of religion.
Yes.
So you have the freedom to practice, believe, but you also have the freedom not to believe. That is very unique. And in our country, that is a freedom and a principle that we should cherish. But with my girls in my organization, we have a leadership academy, it's once you understand who you are in Christ and you know the power of this, then you can build upon that. And it insulates you from this epidemic of anxiety, this epidemic of low self-esteem. We teach the girls to have grit, to have resiliency, to do look at what you've been able to do. You're such an inspiration. But you haven't done that on your own.
No, everything is Him.
It's all Him.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the power. That's the secret to success. I tell the girls the secret to success is the it factor. But what is the it factor? It's not who you know. It's not how many degrees you have. It's having a relationship with Jesus, because only He can open the doors that He knows need to be opened. And what He has for us, no man can take from us.
No. And no man can give to us, for that matter.
That's right.
A lot of women look for happiness in a man. They're looking for the guy they want to date to marry because they think that's going to bring them happiness. No man's going to love you like Jesus does.
That's right.
And that's the truth of the matter.
And there's no person on earth that has more powerful than Jesus.
No, not at all.
Has more power. So if God's going to open a door for you, there's nothing that anyone can do to close it.
That's right. And He is what this life is about. And it's so easy to get caught up in the world and in
I've
the
been
things
there.
around us.
Yes,
We all do.
We've all
Yeah.
been there, and we learn. But it's those lessons that now we can transfer to these girls to teach them how to navigate some of the mines that we walked through, that we stepped on, that we shouldn't have stepped on. But it's all good. It's all good.
Congratulations on
Thank
Grit and
you.
Grace, because you've done so many things, but that is always your primary objective. That's what you want to get out there. When you have an opportunity to get in front of a camera, you're talking about grit and grace.
Well, you know what? I prayed a prayer about 5 years ago, and I said, Lord, thank you for an amazing career. And I've had amazing experiences throughout my career. I said, but Lord, at this point in my life, everything you've taught me, I want to operate fully in what you created me to do. And God, whatever that is, I will step into it. And when you pray a prayer like that, it is.
That takes
because you're
guts.
praying that not knowing, all right, he might say, okay, go climb Mount Everest or something. That's how it feels sometimes. But the answer to that prayer was him giving me the framework for grit and grace. And through the process of building this organization, I have learned, and God has shown me, it was never about TV. It was about the life lessons, the valleys and the mountains, the incredible things, but a lot of the things I had to walk through that built my faith so that I could now turn around and teach it and transfer it. So it is just now that I'm finding out and I'm understanding that it was never about television. It was about God preparing me for what he knew he had for me. And that's why you hear me talk about those girls. I was not blessed to be able to be a mom. That was my dream in life, was to be a mom and to stay home and raise my children. And I loved my career, but I worked so hard in the beginning because in my head, I'm like, I'm going to be a mom one day. I'm going to leave and I want to have a business. And I want to, go raise children. I was not able to have children. And my marriage sadly ended. And what looked on the outside as a devastating blow and a crushing event in life was the biggest blessing, because now God has given me these amazing daughters all over the country, and we're expanding, and I do see them as my girls.
You're changing their lives.
And I can pick up and go if their families need me to come. I can pick up and be there to love on them, to encourage them.
So beautiful.
Do you know what I mean?
I
so
do.
I look at every young lady as my daughter, and they feel that love, I hope, from me to them. And a lot of times people will say, well, what girls do you reach out to? It's every girl. It's every socioeconomic. There are girls in the most affluent neighborhoods, middle income, underserved neighborhoods who are struggling with confidence and with anxiety. And when life hits you, it's how you respond. So if we can prepare them to respond well and properly,
I love it. You're such a beautiful example. Please let our viewers know how they can find out more about Grit and Grace.
It's thegritandgracenation.org, thegritandgracenation.org. That's our website. Follow us on Instagram, gritandgrace.nation. But it's an honor to be in a position to affect the next generation. And you do it every single day. With so much grace and elegance in everything that you do. So I just want to encourage you as well.
Thank you. I just encouraging my faith, reminding me, we all need to remind each other how important Jesus is and what he's done, and share our testimony. So thank you so much for sharing yours with our audience today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fanchon Stinger.
God bless.